We wanted to apologize for the way we handled the recent video about Dahmer's victims. While we aim to blend information with jokes and entertainment, we made light of and chose poor language when talking about victims whose families...
So for the past 2 years or so, stickmantubers have had a second wave in popularity, whether that be the ones who talk about how they smoked enough crack to kill an elephant in middle school, the ones that are more like salmonella, and then whatever you call this shit.
Hey bro, did you know that in the 5th grade, I got geeked as f***?
Though there's also a subset of these, which are stickmantubers who talk about a series of topics relating to each other, typically serial killers, diseases, and fetishes, but this specific one I'm talking about is probably one of the worst of them, unless there's one who has their own Epstein Island in their Discord server, which I'm sure there's at least one of them I've never heard of. It doesn't matter what the community is, there's always a subset of people who love girls that are as underdeveloped as a Bethesda game, and while this is one of the few cases where I'm not covering someone who's a toddler fondler, this guy's content, or more accurately group's content, since they have confirmed that it's multiple people working on the channel, is pretty tasteless, exploitative, and possibly even AI generated. This channel being the evaluator. But anyway, while you're here, make sure to smash the like and subscribe button before I smash your mom, and make sure to join my Discord server while you're at it, where you can talk to fellow schizos, post unfunny memes, and even check out the Cheese channel while you're at it. Now this channel got into some hot water a few weeks ago, after posting a video about Dahmer's victims, which not only had cartoonish depictions of them in the thumbnail, which looks like it could have come straight from a Spider-Man and Elsa video, the video itself had upbeat royalty-free music in the background, while the narrator made constant jokes and comparisons, like saying Dahmer dumped his victims' remains like leftover Chinese, even victim blaming and saying that they should have seen the signs, like they were a character in a horror movie, which first of all, this was in the 1970s before all of this stuff became widely known, and second of all, I don't know how many paint cans you'd have to huff to come to that conclusion, because again, these are real victims of a real serial killer we're talking about. These guys are just punching the same way their syndrome is, down.
After he had gotten his fill.
For those of you who don't get the joke, the joystick is a metaphor for penis.
And this is supposed to be an educational true crime video, by the way. So it makes the fact that they're using clip art and cartoonish drawings to depict this stuff while playing Kevin MacLeod music like it's a fucking Minecraft trolling video even more gross. Oh, and also he did a sponsorship segment for a porn AI. And the person that called this out was a commentary YouTuber called August the Duck, whose video on it at the time of recording this is now at 500,000 views. And after the backlash, they decided to take the video down and apologize in their next video, since once again this video feels pretty half-hearted, since even in their apology video they're still using cartoonish imagery, and the response itself gives the same energy as a corporation giving an apology on Twitter, only to talk about a brutal torture case immediately after it. And again, this is the thumbnail to this video. Not only is it sexually clickbaity about a real torture case, but they couldn't even bother to make the apology its own separate video. Now while a majority of their videos talking about serious stuff aren't nearly as bad as the Dahmer video, they still have the cartoony music and art style, and I find it pretty hard to believe that you're trying to be tasteful when you're playing goofy royalty-free music and drawing everyone like YouTube kids' cartoon characters while talking about the goddamn Columbine shooting. This style of content works when you're talking about historical stuff, or talking about relatively minor things like in a salmonella video, not mass murder and school shootings. Imagine if a family member of someone who died in 9/11 saw a video of a cartoonish stickmantuber talking about the attack with a stickman jumping off of one of the towers with Sneaky Snitch playing in the background. But something that really weirds me out that I haven't seen anyone talk about is the fact that they're obviously aiming for a young demographic. The thumbnail, art style, music, and the way that the narrator talks makes it feel more like a YouTube Kids video more than anything. And you can especially tell this from the comment section, which tend to have the same amount of intelligence as a YouTube Shorts comment section, which by themselves would probably give you as much brain damage as if you huffed dust over a year straight. And this is extremely neglectful and exploitative, since these literal middle schoolers should not be watching content about serial killers, mass murderers, and literal fetishes. And I also find it very likely that the scripts are AI, due to its professional wording and having a lot of corny jokes in it. And I know that calling things that are bad AI generated has become its own buzzword, but when you're familiar with the patterns of AI generated scripts, hell, I even decided to make my own script for it in an AI chatbot, and its output was pretty similar to what the average evaluator video is like. Anyway, sorry for the video being pretty short. There were a ton of delays and I even had to scrap an entire video, so I just needed to get something out. And I'm surprised that this guy hasn't been covered more. Anyway, that's all I have to say for now, so bye.